The relatives I have, I'm going to find it. At that time, I didn't know yet that my uncle, who was instrumental in this whole thing, died 6 weeks before I got here. He died July 2nd. I got here August 14th.
So you were en route when you were actually probably on the boat.
No. We started August 4th. I was still in the DP camp. And there's another uncle who came, and my aunt, the widow, and she wouldn't tell me till we got home. So I get here, and it was wonderful, and I'm in America, and I'm looking around. I see these crazy tall buildings that only you hear before. You only heard about it before. And you have a plan and hope. Hope, that's the word we're looking for. Hope for the future.
Right.
At least you're going to be free man. You can do certain things. And with God's help, you'll be honest, and with God's help, you're going to make it.
Tell about when you came into the New York Harbor and you couldn't come into Ellis Island that first night.
We were at the boat. We were having fun in a singing party and everybody nice to each other. Then I would assume the relatives were notified, because next morning they started to take off by ABC. On a Sunday, I guess it started about 10 o'clock.
You slept on the boat? You didn't sleep at Ellis Island?
No. We were on the boat. They let us in. And not only was this room where we are at now, but we bought in a huge room. A huge room overhead, hanging the huge letters, A, B, C, etc. So you go with your last names. I go under the letter H. They didn't tell me to go to H, but under the letter H. And waiting there till my name is called, and instead of Uncle Bernie, may he rest in peace. And Fanny shows up, and it was strange. So she signs and she says something in English. I spoke a few words English, nothing to understand. And signs up, and an uncle, my father said my uncle's brother, was waiting outside. So then we go outside, and my uncle tells me in his broken Hungarian that Uncle Bernie died a few weeks before. It seemed he had a severe cardiac arrest, and he was suffering for 1 week, and a week later he died on Friday, July the 2nd. And then we went to the uncle's house, where a few more of the immediate relatives were there. It was a feast, and then there's EDC, that, I didn't know what I'm eating, but it was good. So that's how it was. Then I stayed with my uncle for a few weeks, and
before we leave Ellis Island,
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you recall about Ellis Island?
To me, it seemed chaotic. But there were 800-900 people coming, and the letter H working, the letter F working, the letter G working, calling out names and shouting. I think I'm not sure, but I think one person was taken off and shipwrecked. They said something about his health, which I questioned, because everybody was examined so many times about health questions while we were over there. Before you board, 2 days before, a week before, and I don't know, but I think one come to my mind, maybe I'm just dreaming already. It was chaotic. I didn't get out till about 1:32 in the afternoon, standing there from 10 o'clock in the morning, which was okay. I'm here. I can stand it. I stood there for the 24 years on the side of the pond. And now I'm here. So finally we got into, otherwise, yes, they asked me questions at the thing. My name, now they were quickly interpreters. And what language? I said, you can speak either this, Yiddish, or Hungarian. So I think I got Hungarian or Yiddish, not Romanian, that's for sure. What's my name? The paper is there. This is my name. Do I have any money? American money. No, I don't. I was lying. I had $2 bills. I didn't tell them. You have any jewelry? Yes, I found. My mother, may God rest his soul, a ring of hers. And I found it. And this conversation I never forget, because my aunt started to laugh. And says, how much is this ring worth? I said, I don't know. And the interpreter, I don't know what is worth to you. To me, it's worth $1 million. I didn't know any higher number than $1 million. This was my mother ring, so they all started to laugh. And that was it. And then the uncle came in. I had one crummy valise, and they took us to the car. They pick us up again. Otherwise, I don't remember anything particular about Ellis Island.
So how did you feel then when your aunt told you your uncle had died?
How you feel when somebody hits you over the head with a sledgehammer? He is the one who corresponded with me for the last 4 years, and you look forward. And as I mentioned to you, my father's mother died when my father was 5 years old. This Uncle Bernie was original from the first 4 brothers. This one, another one, and the third one who lived in our town, and Uncle Bernie. Uncle Mari was from the second wife, which you would never know. They were very close to each other. But here is an uncle who's a real uncle, and he decided to check out before I got here. I felt terrible. I remember today I had tears in my eye. I'm not supposed to cry. I'm a grown-up man. My tears in my eye. And Aunt Fanny also was crying. The boy was only 6 weeks. And it was terrible. And I remember thinking, oh, my world is over. Because Uncle Bernie, I knew. Uncle mine I never heard before, till about maybe a month before I came here. And says, oh, I don't know who he's going to want me, going to ship me back, or what will happen. And he happened to be a wonderful guy, may he rest in peace, a heart of gold, such a darling of a man. And he was very nice, compensating for Uncle Mari, for Uncle Bernie, and for my father, may they rest in peace. And after a while, it's like you get used to it. And he left when they both passed on, he and his wife. 2 children, the older one, Helen, a girl, we're still in contact. I have to call her tomorrow, it's her birthday. She was up till about 1 o'clock at night to teach me the English language. Helen.
Yeah.
I came here with a knowledge of maybe 10, 15 words. 6 of them you cannot use in a girls' high school. That's what you hear from the American soldiers. By the way, while we were in Deeping camp, we contacted American soldiers. So we were, they was not in our camp, different camp. But a little geschäft here and there, they sell some cigarettes, they want some other things. And she was up like 1 o'clock every night.
How did she do it? How did she try to teach you?
According to Helen, and my Aunt Fanny, may she rest with Helen to a long life, in 6 weeks, I spoke a passable English. I still speak with an accent. I know that. Especially when I listen to my tape, my accent is worse than it now. But in 6 weeks, I was traveling all by myself through the system, the subway system, the buses. She was very good. Of course, she taught me the elementary words. I go, this is soup, and give me bread, shoes. And we never read the Shakespearean original. But she was up, and God, but we still reminiscing about this when we get together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you stay with your Aunt Fanny then?
No, with Uncle Mari I stayed, right. But Aunt Fanny I went every weekend. Like Friday from work I went to her house. As a son, Bobby, today is already Robert, and who was closest from all the cousins in age. And he was serving in the army during World War II. And so we tried to show off the little German knowledge he knows, so we kind of scrambling. He's speaking in German, I'm speaking in English. I used to spend there for about a good couple of months, weekends. I stayed with my aunt, Uncle Mari, for about 6, 8 weeks. Then I met the time he got me a job. Fellow I was working with the company, fellow I was working with, had an empty room in Brooklyn. I moved in there, so I was independent.
Okay. We're going to pause here, and we're going to change to another tape. Okay? This is the beginning of tape 2, and I'm speaking with Miss Mickey
Herskovits.
Herskovits.
You're not going to learn it.
I'm hopeless.
No.
Anyway, this is the beginning, and we have been talking about the trip to America and when you arrived, finding that your uncle had died. And tell about how you went. Your Uncle Murray then got you your first job?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Tell about your first job.
He knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody, etc., who heard about the job. There was a company here on the Lower Broadway manufacturing window shades, and Venetian blinds.